The South Carolina Hall of Fame was founded in Myrtle Beach in 1973 to recognize and honor contemporary and past citizens who have made outstanding contributions to South Carolina's heritage, history, and progress.
It is impossible for me to enter Charleston from any side, whether by land or sea, and not feel that here the land is precious. Here is a place worth keeping. This, of all the world, is home.
Elizabeth O'Neill Verner, author, artist, and preservationist, perhaps more than anyone, can be credited with creating the images we now associate most with her beloved city, Charleston, South Carolina. Born in 1883, Verner exhibited an early interest in art, and at age 17 was sent to study at the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts. There, she absorbed the aesthetic of photographic realism, espoused by Thomas Eakins.
This low country is a land full of song and story, a sad land, certainly, robbed as it has been of its splendor. But to the artist, it is a paradise, for it has lost nothing of its beauty.
The concept that Elizabeth O'Neill Verner is credited with establishing the imagery of Charleston in the early part of the 20th century, I think, is warranted. Her approach to her artwork was that of showing the public, and particularly visitors to Charleston, what was special and unique about this area. And as a result, the visitors and audiences responded.
It was Elizabeth Verner who gave us the endearing images of Charleston's flower ladies. Verner, who almost single-handedly repelled efforts to banish the flower ladies and basket makers from their sales posts across from City Hall. In addition to its people, Verner's subjects included the city's architecture. Her favorite subject by far was seemingly St. Philip's Church.
No structure in the city tells more truly of the determination to maintain a building standard of beauty and elegance than does St. Philip's Church. Its lofty spire rises Fuji-like above the old town. It is hard to be bound by the limitations of prose when my thoughts of St. Philip's are soaring superlatives.
Verner did a number of etchings of various important architectural sites in Charleston, including St. Michael's, St. Philip's, the rooftops or the skyline of Charleston. And what's fascinating today is that we can look at these images and see how these streetscapes have changed.
We do insist that we have harbored here a secret ally that has become, for most of the world, a ruthless foe. We have made a friend of time in Charleston.
The Gibbs is very lucky to have two wonderful pastels by Elizabeth O'Neill Verner. This one that's behind me, which is an untitled landscape from 1965, is really indicative of her style in the 60s and 70s when she started working in pastel. And the other pastel that we have is a very typical view of what you would have seen in the surrounding areas outside of Charleston.
Verner, her mentor Alice Ravenel Hughie Smith, along with Anna Hayward Taylor and Alfred Huddy, were major figures of the Charleston Renaissance, which was forged by a group of artists dedicated to reviving an interest in art in the Charleston area.
Her relationship with Alice Smith was that of friend. Certainly Alice is credited with helping her to launch her career as an etcher. And it really wasn't until her husband passed away in the 1920s that Smith encouraged her to use her talent to make a living.
Widowed in 1925, Verner launched her career as a professional artist and over the next 7 years accomplished a tremendous body of work. She soon proved to be an astute businesswoman, striking a blow for female independence. A strong advocate of preservation, Verner was a founding member of the Preservation Society of Charleston, and she was instrumental in securing funding for the historic Charleston Foundation. She was also the author of 4 books, including Prints and Impressions of Charleston and Mellowed by Time, A Story of Charleston, illustrated with pencil.
The city is a patchwork quilt, not a formal design, but bits of time gathered by the generations, fascinating to scrutinize and contemplate. Not a finished product, dated and hung in a museum, but a quilt still in the making.
Elizabeth O'Neill Verner died in 1979. Fittingly, the remaining collection of her works would be donated to the Preservation Society of Charleston.
I want people to come in and experience her art. I think that experiencing her art is a part of experiencing Charleston the way it is now, and the reason that it is the way it is now. Her preservation efforts and what we're trying to do at the Preservation Society of Charleston together are exemplified in this collection.
She was instrumental in getting Charlestonians to value what they had. And she did it through her work, which shows the city and its beauty in various ways. But she also did it through her civic activism. And she did it all with basically an artist's eye. I mean, that was her criterion was the beauty of the place. And that's what she tried to show and protect.
Change has come to the city, and it always will come. We would have those who are to shape her destiny aware of that to which they have fallen heir, to feel a great responsibility and pass it on unmarred.